like feel like you have a whole relationship just because you've been texting someone all day, right? The point is to get to know each other in person. That is how the real connection is formed. So schedule that date, spend time in person, and the amount of time a man wants to spend with you at first may not be as much as you'd like to see him, but it's an indicator for you, ladies. It's letting you know where he's at. So let him be that. And if it comes to a point where you're like, it's been a few months, you're only seeing each other once a week, you are wanting that to progress, you can have a conversation, but you can't make a man do anything. Not really. It's not authentic that way, right? You want him to choose to want to see you more. And you can have that conversation. And if he's down, maybe sometimes men are waiting for you to tell them, like to let them know, give them a sign, right? And sometimes in my conversations that I've had with my friend Fawad, I learned a lot. And you can see those on the podcast too. And that is a lot of times men are open to a woman like just saying, hey, where is this going? It's not as bad as you think. Like, I'd like to be in a couple if they're feeling you. This is not if they're not feeling you. This is not if they're playing games, not feeling you, whatever. It's maybe not that those exact words, but it's okay to sort of be like, I'm interested in, you know, being exclusive. I like to wait and be patient and see where the guy is at. Um, and that's it. I also don't like to let them know how I feel about them exactly, especially if, like I do like to let them have a bit of uncertainty because it's healthy for them. It's good for them to not actually to be a little bit uncertain about how you're feeling, right? And so I'm not saying just like never let a guy know you like him. You can show him through your actions, and at some point you can even say that. But in the early stages anyway, a guy needs to feel like just a bit uncertain. If they feel too secure, sometimes they get bored. So keep that in mind. Obviously, this is not everybody, but generally speaking. And remember to be patient. Okay. So if you are an impatient woman, drop a comment. Um, if you know what I'm talking about with letting a guy pursue you and set the pacing, like you wait to see how much he wants to see you. You allow him to ask you on dates. I'm not saying that you never say, hey, I'm free on this day or whatever, but generally allow this guy to make these plans with you and ask to see you, right? That's what you want. Okay. And guys, you need to do that, right? You do need to do that. And I think a lot of men are feeling very fragile right now because of this rise in feminism and this divine feminine rising. And the crumbling of the patriarchy as it's slowly being dismantled. That system is crumbling. And so it's leaving a lot of men not knowing how to show up because of everything we've all been taught about what masculinity is and what a man is supposed to do. So it's confusing. You know, I literally have had a male friend say to me, I don't know if I should open a door for a woman. I don't know. Like, I've had a woman scream at me for like and get offended and not want to see me again because of me trying to be chivalrous. And so it's a very confusing time for men. And I think we all need to have a little bit of understanding for that. But at the same time, now, you know, I love men. I'm raising 2 sons and I love relationships and to be in partnership with men. So, which is why I have not given up on dating like a lot of women have and a lot of men have. Because I truly believe we're meant to partner, but, and we're better together. It's like, I truly believe that. So I'm going to tell you this with a lot of love, fellas. Okay. You have to you have to stop being so fragile and take some accountability. You know, you're not victims. in this. And I know it's a hard time to be a man, but you're not a victim. Don't succumb to all of this victim mindset that people are preaching all over the internet. Don't do it. Okay. Communication is good, and just finding out what the woman's expectation is and what her standard is, or maybe even just saying, "This is how I am," and letting that woman decide whether it's okay with her or not. I love chivalry. I love that. Okay. But I'm also, and I love a man who pays, but I'm also a girl who will, be like, sweetie, I'm taking us on a trip. Sweetie, I'm going to take you out to this restaurant that I love, because I find that to be feminism, right? My ability to make that choice if I want to do that or not. Right. So I'm not like a 50-50 girl. I'm sort of 70-30. That's my choice, and I like it that way, right? Um, and I also love being spoiled, and it happens, and I feel like that's a way to show appreciation, and so that works for me, okay? You may feel differently, um, but there are women out there that have different perspectives, and so as you're dating, you have to determine what your value system is and what you really, really want. And I think a lot of people go out there and they don't really know what they want in a partner, And so, you might be looking based on chemistry or based on physical attraction only. And yeah, that's how it starts, right? You have to be physically attracted to the person or mentally, or somehow there's an attraction there, right? But it's not only that, right? Your values do have to align, and they have to be sort of on the same page as you with how you want to show up and receptive to how you're showing up. So what I'm trying to say is, don't think it's hopeless as a man to find a woman in 2025 that is a vibe for you. It's not. It can take time. It can take a long time, and you might have to date a lot of women, and a lot of them will be a no. And that's okay. It's the same advice I would give women, right? Just date frequently, date often, and don't stick around for things that's not a vibe for you. End it early. End it early. Just try to have fun and create good experiences, and let each date be fun until it's not. And when it's not, and then it's not again, like, or, it's not meeting what your interests are, then you let it go. You detach, you let it go. If someone's not showing up, if a woman is not showing up in a way that aligns with your values, then let her go, you know? But all this sort of blaming and victimhood that's being spouted everywhere, I think puts you in such a negative place to try to want to attract a good quality partner in. And I promise you, not every woman's a gold digger. I just told you I'm not, right? Not every woman is only after one thing. Sure, women want security and consistency and safety, of course, right? And they want a man that can make them feel that way. And I think the biggest thing that you can do as a man, if you really want to find and keep a good woman, is to make effort and to be consistent. So just like I told earlier to women, set the pace. If, start slow, be patient, see her once a week, then build up to like twice a week if you're enjoying her company. If text her, don't be afraid to initiate the contact, right? Um, I love that lover boy energy. Like for me, it's number one. Don't be afraid to show a woman you like her. Don't be afraid to show up. You don't have to be like overly with it, but just in a way, like I'm saying, don't be creepy and don't be a predator. Like, and you should be okay, right? Just show up in that wonderful, loving energy, but pace it, right? So if you've had 3 or 4 really good dates, you know, show that woman that you're really feeling her through your actions. And a lot of that is being consistent. A lot of that is making effort and treating her well and, planning great dates and, but I'm not saying do that for a woman that's not showing you any interest. I'm like, read the room. Like, you have to feel the vibe. If it's mutual, then show her you like her, and it will give her sort of like the comfort and security to show you that she likes you. Right, and then you can build something on that. It is not impossible after 30, after 35, after 40, after 45, to after 50, after 60 to meet someone that you really care about and have a great relationship with them, long it's going to last for. And I think that's a key mindset shift that has to happen. Like when you're in your 20s, you're like, oh, I'm going to get married. Or like you're thinking, okay, am I by my 30s? I need to have a family and this and that. A lot of people are, not everyone, obviously. And I think after you've done that, after you've been in a long term relationship, maybe you have kids and now you're divorced and you've been divorced for, I'd say, like more than a year or two, even. I mean, I think the longer you've been married, the more time maybe